Good evening, sports fans. We've got the latest from the NBA as the race to the playoffs heats up. Plus updates from the PBA Philippine Cup as the league celebrates its 50th anniversary.
And crucial games in UAAP volleyball as the elimination round winds down.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Latuncara.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leaves. Puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! Another one. Bacunas rejecting Esteban for the point.
All OKC fans rejoice as the Thunder get revenge against the Los Angeles Lakers to inch closer to owning the league's best record this season. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander dropping a game-high 42 points to guide OKC to a 136-120 dub over the Lake Show. It was a tight match, well, until Luka Doncic picking up his second technical foul and was ejected with less than 8 minutes remaining in the fourth. The Slovenian superstar insisted that he was talking to a fan and not the refs before his disqualification. Oklahoma City went on to outscore LA 29-12 the rest of the way. This was a huge bounce back for the Thunder after enduring a one-sided beatdown from the Lakers just last Monday. The Purple and Gold did get a combined 75 points, though, from LeBron James, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic in a losing effort. With a 65-14 win-loss record, the West-leading Thunder are just 2 wins away now from claiming home court advantage for the entire NBA playoffs. The Lakers, meanwhile, currently number 3 in the West, with 48 victories and 31 defeats. At a post-game press con, OKC head coach Mark Dagnall pointed out how his team corrected its mistakes against the Lakers.
You know, I thought the other night they obviously shot the ball exceptionally well, and I thought that kind of distracted us from stacking the next possessions, which is uncharacteristic for us. We haven't had that happen a lot. And I thought tonight, fortunately for us, we were kind of put back in the exact same situation. You know, they were super hot to start the game. They scored 40-something points in the first quarter again. And I thought tonight our ability to stay present and just stack the next possession and problem solve was a big strength. And, you know, that showed through in the resilience of the game that we had. I also thought the group that started the fourth quarter, we were kind of like, you know, a little tight offensively, I thought, at the end of the third, and those guys went in there and amped it back up and played really loose, played really confidently, played together, and I thought that swung the game.
Meantime, the Cleveland Cavaliers finally clinched the #1 seed in the East as they crushed the short-handed Chicago Bulls. The Cavs shot 50% from deep and dropped 25 threes on Chi-Town en route to a 135-113 victory at the Rocket Arena. Aside from securing home court advantage in the East, the land's 63rd win also tied the franchise's second-best regular season campaign. Darius Garland led the way with 28 points as his backcourt mate Donovan Mitchell sat out due to an ankle sprain. Cavs big man Evan Mobley added 21 markers, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. Patrick Williams and Matas Buzelis scored 21 and 19 respectively for the Bulls in a losing effort. Chicago did play without Nikola Vucevic and Josh Giddey because of injuries, while the top scorer Kobe White took the night off. The Bulls currently share an identical 36 and 43 win-loss tally with the Miami Heat for the 9th seed in the East. After the game, Cavs head coach Kenny Atkinson talked about what it meant to get win number 63.
Yeah, I mean, I think you celebrate these moments, you know. We'll talk about going forward, what that looks like, but tonight we celebrate, and, you know, I think the guys are super happy in that locker room, and you know, I think we got out of the gate so quick. You know, we got ahead of it early, and then, you know, we had some ups and downs these last month. But really proud of the guys, proud of the organization. It's hard to win 63 games in this league. It's hard to be the first seed. We all know that. So you know, great accomplishment. Obviously, we are hungry for more.
Well, as for the defending champions, the Boston Celtics, they swept their season series against the New York Knicks after winning an overtime thriller here. The Knicks were up 3 with 11:6 to go in regulation, but failed to stop the reigning champs from forcing the OT. Jason Tatum draining a cold-blooded triple, leaving 2.96 on the clock as the C's pulled even at 107. In the extra period, the game remained up for grabs until Kristaps Porzingis hit a 35-foot dagger with 41 seconds left to play. The Celtics eventually came out on top here in MSG, 119 to 117 KP, matching his season high with 34 points against a team that drafted him back 10 years ago in 2015, while Tatum added 32 markers. Karl Anthony Towns had 34 points of his own and 14 rebounds, but New York remains winless in 9 tries against the NBA's top teams. The Knicks are still the 3rd seed in the East with 50 wins and 32 losses. The Celtics, meanwhile, have 2nd seed in the conference locked in with 59 victories and 20 setbacks. 14 more teams hit the hard floor tonight.
Here's a look at the results. Giannis Antetokounmpo nets another triple-double in the Milwaukee Bucks' 110 to 103 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Trendon Watford has 22 points in the Brooklyn Nets' 119 to 114 win over the New Orleans Pelicans. The Memphis Grizzlies blow out the Charlotte Hornets 124 to 100, but Memphis guard Jalen Wells had to be taken to the hospital after landing hard on his head following a mid-air collision.
Meanwhile, the Indiana Pacers win 5 straight as they take down the Washington Wizards 104 to 98. The Orlando Magic tightened their hold on the 7th spot in the East after a 119 to 112 victory over the 8th-seeded Atlanta Hawks. And the Golden State Warriors just obliterate, and I mean obliterate, the Phoenix Suns here. Take a look at the final score on your screens right now, 133 to 95, sheesh, as they try to move up the jam-packed Western Conference standings. And lastly, the LA Clippers also keep their outright playoff bid alive with a 122 to 117 dub over the San Antonio Spurs.
With just 3 games left in the regular season, the Denver Nuggets make stunning moves within the team as well as the front office. The Nugs have fired their head coach Michael Malone as well as their general manager Calvin Booth. Both individuals were key figures in Denver's 2023 championship. But Denver failed to defend the title last year, exiting in the 2nd round after losing to the Minnesota Timberwolves. The team is currently a shaky 4th seed in the West, while on a 4-game losing streak despite another MVP-type campaign from Nikola Jokic. David Adelman will coach the Nuggets for the rest of the season. Here's Cronky Sports and Entertainment, the company that owns the Nuggets, addressing the changes they made.
We went on an 8-game win streak right before the All-Star break. But since then, I think we're 11 and 13. We've lost our last 4, and we're trending towards a direction that I thought would probably be a very, near end to our a very near end to our season in the near future. Outside of the decision, there was thinking around 2 separate things, involving with the timing of it all. I think that, the awkwardness of the timing with only 3 games left and then the playoffs looming. But it came down to 2 factors, and those 2 factors were side by side in my thinking, which is, 1, I have a complete belief and trust in our group of players that are in there, and I have complete trust and belief in our assistant coaches and their ability to step up.
Volleyball action coming your way after the break. It is a clean sweep for FEU and NU after dominant wins in both the UAAP men's and women's tournaments. A look at the Wednesday games when play-by-play returns.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play-by-Play, only on One News. The Magnolia Hotshots celebrate the PBA's golden anniversary with a win over the Converge Fiber Xers in the Philippine Cup. The game was close, well, for the most part, but in the fourth quarter, that's where Magnolia outscored Converge 24-15 to secure the big win, 83-71. Ian Sangalang was eventually hailed player of the game after putting up 18 points, grabbing 9 rebounds, and dishing out 4 assists. Magnolia is off to a terrific 2-0 start to this conference, while Converge is down now to 1-2.
For the main event of the PBA's 50th anniversary celebration, it's a rematch between last year's finalists, the Meralco Bolts and San Miguel Beermen. As part of the celebrations, both teams are wearing retro jerseys during the game. Even the TV broadcast features retro graphics similar to back in the day. It was a neck-and-neck battle between both clubs in the first quarter, with San Miguel taking a slim 25-21 lead. But in the second, Geranteng was a spark plug for the Beermen, who pulled ahead by double digits early in the frame. At the half, it's SMB ahead 52-38. The third quarter is currently ongoing.
Now from the hardcourt, let's go to the Taraflex, as the FEU Tamaraws have officially secured a twice-to-beat advantage come the Final Four of the UAAP Season 87 Men's Volleyball Tournament. That's after the Tams claimed their 11th win of the season at the expense of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. A 4-set victory here for the Tams, 25-21, 19-25, 25-23, and 25-23. Amit Bituin had his best outing yet for FEU with 17 points and 9 excellent receptions. Ateneo is now on the brink of elimination with a 6-6 win-loss record, good enough for 5th place.
Actually, kahapon pa po sa ensayo, tinry na po na ako yung Italian coach. Then, doon pa lang po, kahit medyo may confusion po sa akin na mas pinagkatiwalaan ko lang po yung mga coaching staff ko. Yung mga teammate ko na pilit nag-up sa akin kahit minsan nata-down po ako. Ganun. Kaya yun po, sabi ko, nandyan yung mga teammate ko, yung mga coaches ko, andyan din si Lord. So, walang imposible na magawa ko yung list.
Meanwhile, the defending champions, the NU Bulldogs, securing their Final Four spot following their dominant sweep of the UE Red Warriors. Final score here, 25-21, 25-17, and 25-16. Just easy work for Butch Budin and NU. He led the team with 15 points, including 13 attacks, go along with 7 excellent digs and 9 excellent receptions. The 5-piece seeking Bulldogs improved to 10-2, while the Red Warriors remain winless at 0-12. NU is set to make its 10th consecutive Final Four appearance since season 75.
Siguro tuloy-tuloy pa rin kung ano yung ginagawa namin sa ensayo kasi nakita naman namin kung ano yung naging output sa game eh. And ako sa sarili ko, hindi pa ako satisfied sa pinapakita ko sa sarili ko and sa mga teammate ko. Alam ko kasi meron pa kaming kayang ibigay the best namin. And siguro, unti-unti namin i-achieve yun para pagdating ng Final Four is may pakita namin kung ano yung sistema ng NU na meron kami.
In the women's side, the FEU Lady Tamaraws are now 1 win away from securing a spot in the Final Four. That's after they beat the Ateneo Blue Eagles in 4 sets, 25-23, 22-25, 25-22, and 25-13. Chani Tagaod was the player of the game with 12 points and 13 excellent receptions. FEU moves to 8 wins and 4 losses. Ateneo is now out of Final Four contention as it falls to 4 and 8.
Sa akin, syempre, sobrang happy na nagbubunga yung mga effort na binibigay namin sa team. And ngayon na papasok ulit kami sa Final Four, kailangan mo nang manalo ngayong Saturday para yun talaga, makuha na talaga namin. Masecure na namin yung Final Four. Siguro sa akin yung i-maintain talaga yung maging consistent. Sobrang hirap niya gawin, pero ngayon nakukuha namin siya. Alam namin na kulang pa, pero nandun na kami. So, ayun, trabaho ulit para makuha namin kung anong gusto namin.
And lastly, the NU Lady Bulldogs bounce back with a dominant straight sets win over the UE Lady Warriors. After a shocking loss to the Adamson Lady Falcons, the Lady Bulldogs responded with authority, cruising to a 25-8, 25-22, and 25-12 victory. Lambs Lamina kept the offense humming with 18 excellent sets as the defending champs once again played without opposite spiker Alyssa Solomon. The win pushes NU to 10-12 in the standings, just a win away from clinching a twice-to-beat bonus in the Final Four. UE remains winless at 0-12.
After our loss po, nag-recover and rest muna kami, inassess muna na namin yung sarili namin, and in-improve pa yung mga dapat improve, which is na-apply naman namin siya nitong game na to. And I'm happy kasi nag-exert effort kaming lahat para sa game na to. So I'm so happy kasi all of them ay parang may points and lahat nakakontribute. And I'm happy din kasi in terms of offense in my setting is nakatulong ako at napapadali ko yung buhay din ng spikers po.
Coming up, Alex Ayala reaches new heights after cracking the top 100 of the world tennis rankings. But she says she's just getting started. We believe you. Catch what Alex had to say when Play-by-Play returns. Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. Eyes on the prize for Brooke Van Sickle and the Petrogas Angels, who are now one win away from their first ever PVL All-Filipino crown. Van Sickle and the Angels managed to avert a grand collapse by beating the Creamline Pool Smashers in 5 grueling sets. But even with the victory, Van Sickle knows Creamline will not back down that easily in the best-of-3 finals. She pointed out that the Cool Smashers' firepower and their seventh man will go out in Game 2. Van Sickle reminds her teammates to remain level-headed as they continue to go against a dynasty. Van Sickle had 24 points to lead Petrogas in front of an almost 9,000-strong crowd. Here's Brooke talking about keeping their focus until the job is done.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what I expected it to be. I know Greenline has a big fan base, so it was very loud. It was very hard to think at some points, which was nice because it drowned out, all the thoughts. So yeah, it was everything that I expected, and the five setters can go either way at that point. You just don't know who's going to win or lose, but I'm expecting Thursday Greenline's going to come out and play their best volleyball possible, and we have to be ready as a team, and we can't let how the third set went. We can't, be low energy, back off, because this is the team. You can't do that with them. It's not over. This win doesn't matter. It's still, best 2 out of 3. So we can't get ahead of ourselves and, think, oh, championship, because as soon as you start doing that, it's going to get taken away. So we have to stay grounded and present and continue to focus. Like, even though we won, there's a lot of things we need to work on.
Game 2 of the PVL All-Filipino Conference Finals will take place tomorrow. The Petrogas Angels and the Creamline Cool Smashers resume their best-of-3 battle at 6:30 p.m. Before that match, it's Game 2 of the battle for bronze between the Akari Chargers and the Choco Mucho Flying Titans at 4 p.m. Akari also won Game 1 of their series in 5 sets. The Smart Araneta Coliseum will once again host the highly anticipated matchups. Catch all the action live on One Sports Plus, and the Pilipinas Live app.
Okay, got a lot of basketball highlights for you tonight, PBA and NBA to highlight. Let's roll the first one. Let's start off with the PBA. Magnolia versus Converge, game earlier. Take a look at Stockton. Alec driving. No, sir. Save Lucero. Look at that. Denied. Leads to a break. Good defense. Leads to great offense. Lastimosa now. Has it. Goes to save. Good dish to the big man. Up fake against 2 defenders. Ian Sangalang. What a connection there from the young and Zave Lucero, who did it on both ends of the floor. Started the break with a great swat. Backboard, then the drop pass to his big Sangalang against 2 defenders. Doesn't matter, even against his fellow Kapampangan. Baltazar, count the basket plus the foul. Hot shots eventually win here. Beat the Fiber Xers 83-71. Good start for Magnolia, 2-0. Okay, now let's go to the NBA. Pacers whiz here. Let's take a look at this. Ooh, look at that play, but Bob Carrington, stopping on a dime, dropping my boy, Tyrese Halliburton. Take a look at this play again. Snatching it back behind. Ooh, nasty. Then nailing the 3. Good play for the young end, Bob Carrington. Dropping. Oh, look at Hallie struggling to get back up. Bob Carrington with 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. That one off his 2 threes, but the Wiz, though, unfortunately, couldn't get past the Pacers in Indiana, 104-98. But still, great play for this young Bob Carrington. Meanwhile, let's go to MSG, Celtics, and look at Kristaps. Remember me? You drafted me number 4 overall 10 years ago in 2015. You were cheering for me. That's what you could get. Knocking down from 35 feet against Brunson. Ooh. Look at that deadly 3 from KP. And that puts the Celtics up 3, 115, 112 in OT. Take a look at the time. Clutch play from KP. 115, 112 with 40 ticks to go in overtime. Clutch 3 that put the Celtics basically ahead for good as Beantown gets a 119-117 win in MSG. Unicorn having 8 threes here. That game on his way to 34 points. Celtics 59 wins and 20 losses with 3 games left. The Knicks 50 victories and 29 defeats, not 32. 29 losses. Up next, Grizz Hornets now. Take a look at this play. Taj Gibson loses it, goes to Jaren Jackson Jr. ahead, and Scottie Pippen Jr. knows what he has to do. Bato mo lang, dyan na si Ja Morant. Bato, talon, Ja! Look at Ja, man, that guy. He should join the slam dunk contest. Take a look at that. Pippen just knows what to do. Throw the ball up top, and Ja knows what to do with the leather. Morant finishing with 28 points, 8 assists. The Grizz beat the Hornets 124-100 in this one. But also, praise up, though. As Chuck mentioned earlier, the news item, Jalen Wells, Grizzlies rookie, took that very hard fall. You don't want to see that during a dunk attempt as he got undercut by KJ Simpson. Prayers up for Wells. Meanwhile, the finale, Thunder Lakers. What a matchup here. Take a look. Jackson Hayes, stop, connect, has it. Connect, decides to drive. No, says Isaiah Hartenstein. What a block by Hart there. Possibly, arguably, one of the best blocks this season. Take a look at that. Woo. Almost a slam dunk in a poster. Look at Hart, that swag he brings to this young OKC team that will pay dividends in the playoffs. And what a crucial block, too, there. That really pulled the momentum. And aside from Luka getting tossed out with 2 technicals, OKC stellar defense. Shea with 41 points. Hart with 8 points, 50 rebounds, 2 swats as he helped the Thunder beat the Lakers. Revenge for OKC, 136-120. And Check, I believe we have some exciting news about Alex.
Always exciting when it comes to Alex Ayala. Before we go, despite reaching new heights after her historic Miami Open campaign, Pinay tennis sensation Alex Ayala is looking for more. In an interview, Ayala says she's looking to reach the top 50 of the World Tennis Association rankings, and that's not really impossible considering she jumped 67 spots to world number 73, which is a new career high. But for now, Alex is in Spain to train and play a few tournaments in preparation for her Grand Slam debut at the French Open next month. Ayala knows she will face new challenges, but welcomes the tougher responsibility of playing better players. Here's Ayala talking about her new ranking and playing on clay.
The confidence is there, definitely. I think the shots are really high in quality after the week I just had. I haven't been on clay in roughly a year. So it's been a while since I've stepped on clay, but that's really how it goes. The grass plus the hard season's very long. So I'm just trying to adjust my game, like feel around the court and feel comfortable with the clay. After 75, the next step would be, logically, would be 50, top 50. But as I said, this is all new territory for me. So I'll try to navigate that muna before claiming any new steps. Yung serve, syempre, needs work. Also, my footwork, I think I have a lot to improve there. And I have to take it step by step. Right now is the time really to improve.
Always rooting for you, kid. You know that, Alex, and to the Ayala family. That's all from us tonight. Catch us again tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News. That's Signal TV Channel 8 on SD and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Latuncalao. Thank you for watching. Good night.